Mounce, BBG, chapter 28, sentence 1. Hopefully these first several words you're familiar with. There is a little bit of an odd thing with that fourth word, but and immediately, and then you have these dative plurals. First thing to notice is, of course, you probably remember that sabaton is actually a second declension neuter noun. However, when it's in a dative plural, it declines like a third declension noun. So you've got this strange ending for just that situation. Your definite article, of course, should help you there if you were, wondering or curious. So that should take the solve the problem for you. But it's also in the plural, and following, a word like euthus, you kind of go, well, wait a minute, immediately on it. How can it be immediately on the Sabbaths? But the idea is this is just immediately on the Sabbath. It's like, he was doing that immediately. When the Sabbath came, that's what he was doing right away. So then you got in the synagogue, that for the prepositional phrase, that should be easy enough. Then if you're looking at the verb, you see that third singular ending there with the epsilon nu, right? Then you see the augment. You say, well, wait a minute, I need to know the stem. So then you look at the stem, it's a present stem. Present stem plus the augment means it's imperfect, so it's he was teaching. And then you got to figure out the relationship of the participle to that verb. So you look at that participle and you say, all right, if I didn't know anything else, I could probably take this first part and go, eis elphon, right? And then, of course, the difference is that, which would be the aorist of eis erchomai. And of course, the difference would be that absence of the augment with this epsilon here. So what that tells you is you're right in assuming, because with an aorist participle, it's unaugmented. So you'd be right. So then you got to look at the ending and say, with the omega nu, you got, man, I'm having a tough time with this. You have the masculine nominative singular ending there. And of course, that would go with, because it's referring, the person affected is the person who was teaching, right? That's the relevant person. So then you got to say, well, okay, going in, he was teaching. This is, the relationship of going into teaching. He has to go in first, and then he can teach. So this is a case where you're going to go ahead and insert that word after, and then it's going to make much, much better sense. So, and immediately on the Sabbath, after going into the synagogue, he was teaching. And that hopefully fits together well for you.